You're listening to the Bailey and Cronin Show.
If you're easily offended, then you need to fuck off.
Lock and load because the Bailey and Cronin Show starts now. Bailey and Cronin starts now. Now.
There's no music right now, but there will be. So that's really cool. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show, man. We're back for the first episode of Bailey and Cronin. We're gonna drop these on you mother effers weekly now. So get ready, Bailey. Right now, dude, I can hear how sick you are. It's fucking awesome. You're like,
I'm fucking sick. I'm fucking sick.
It just sounds awesome.
Bullshit.
I know, dude. I'm mad too.
Can you hear me fucking breathing like a goddamn fat person waiting in line at a buffet? Do I sound like that?
Yeah, that's what you just sounded like. You were like,
oh, God.
I mean, I'm telling you, though, that's how I am, so I get it.
It's really awful. Like, I was telling Joe that this cold is just kicking my ass. Like, it's so fucking brutal.
People didn't believe me. I'm like, dude, you think that I wouldn't have gone through with a monetize this? If I was even at like 60%, I would have done monetize this. Like, I would have done it. I was completely butt fucked by this shit. I would have done
I
the
wouldn't be doing this show right now if I hadn't been sucking down like a Dayquil martini for the past 6 hours. Like, I literally put a straw in my Dayquil and just drink it throughout, just slurp on it throughout the day.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking hot though, dude.
I hit it pretty hard earlier because I went into like this fucking coma. I think I said it on your live stream earlier.
Yeah.
I had like Sudafed in me and a bunch of Dayquil and all kinds of shit, just like everything I could get. And I just went into this coma and just woke up all cotton-mouthed and shit. I had dried snot in my fucking beard.
You went into the sports coma.
It was fucking gross. It really was. I'm a disgusting fucking pig right now. I'm like Tommy NC on a normal day.
Oh, don't you ever say that. Don't ever say that you're Tommy NC.
I don't know. It feels like it's the way I'm breathing and how disgusting I am.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel good either, but don't you ever, don't you dare say that you're Tommy NC, because that's disgusting.
Yeah, I shouldn't put myself on that bottom shelf. You know what I mean?
Dude, did you hear? I mean, like, honestly, it's funny because that's the name of the podcast. The podcast, I didn't realize there was so much shit on the podcast with Tommy the other day. There was so much.
How long did you guys do?
We did a lot, man. We did
like over an hour?
Yeah, we did like we did 48 minutes. It was 48 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But I had people like saying all day stuff from the podcast, and I was like, you know what? He really did say that, because I was like, where they were like, Tommy admits to being like a molester, and like you know, what? Tommy, you know, he also said something else about him. I don't know. It happened on my show tonight, and I was like, you know what? He really did do that. You're right. He did say that. That's true. So like, people,
he admitted to molestation?
No, it's not like he was admitting to molestation, but it was like, how is it? I'm trying to say it. It's like, so Crystal lets him, you know, kind of caress her and like kiss her and sleep in her bed with her. Not sleep with her, but sleep next to her and tell her that he loves her.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I'm like,
Can I ask you a question before you go further?
Yeah.
And I'm being dead serious. This is not for content. This is not to get people to laugh or to entertain. This is just an honest question that just so happens to be when the red button's on. Do you think that Crystal lets Tommy go down on her?
Oh my God, dude.
I am so not kidding.
Oh my God! Second year in a row.
Yeah, like, come on. Don't you think maybe after that New Year's stream that, like, once the cameras and shit were off, she was just like, look, Tommy, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to let you eat my fucking box.
Nah, I think she just feels bad for him, and, like, that's the whole thing, but, you know.
You really don't think they've never done anything, huh?
No, I don't think so. And,
good for him.
But, fuck, man, you know what? I'm going to move us into the first topic, and then we'll go from there. How about that? What's up, everybody? It's episode 1. And Bailey's dying, man. He's fucking dying. Dude, I told you earlier about that snot. Dude, I pulled the snot out of my nose. Like, it was...
yeah.
I'm telling you, it was hanging down to my belly button, and I was like, I can't believe this. And I was trying to blow the rest of it out so it'd wash down the drain. And it was clear, you know, clear booger thing. And so then I grabbed it like a rope, and I yanked it down, and then it hurt to yank it. And I went, ooh, because it came out of my nose like... And it was, and then a long string came out. And oh my God, dude, it was gross. It went right down the drain. But I was like, man, that thing was strong.
I was telling you and the fans on that stream that me and Keish were sitting at the dinner table, and we were eating, and I just like I had like this sneeze, but it was weird because there's so much sinus pressure in my nasal cavity right there,
right?
That like. The snot didn't come out of my nose. It like got stuck in my throat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I like hawked it up and it landed on the fucking table.
Oh.
And Keish was like, oh my God. And she just gets up and walks away.
Oh my God.
Dude, you piece of shit.
Now you take it easy, buddy. I can't help it, you faggot. So I look on the table. And I told you, I can't remember what it was like this. It was big and round as a Ritz cracker, bro.
Oh my God.
And it was like green and yellow, like pussy and bloody.
That's an infection if it's green. If it's yellow.
Oh
green.
yeah, I've definitely got a sinus infection, but I've got like 80 bottles of like amoxicillin saved up, so I'm good.
80 bottles. Dude, that shit tastes weirdly good. That
Dude,
stuff.
I'm telling you, and you know what? It's all expired, but that shit still works.
It's the expires are bullshit. Like with Finn having the peanut allergies, we've got the old syringes, whatever they're, you know what I'm trying to say, the EpiPens. And they say like just keep them anyway. I mean, don't rely on it if it's like 8 years expired. You know, they do get weaker, I guess, but it's like don't throw them out either because fuck it. You know, if you never know if your kid has a massive attack and you stab him twice and it's not working that well, and then you grab an old one, stab him again. Maybe that's the one that saves his life. Fuck it, keep it.
Well, medicine is a huge money grab. Obviously, I'm not breaking any goddamn news there. But
you're right.
Like even something as simple like the Dayquil I've been sipping on all day. It expired back in October. But it's fucking Dayquil. The reason they put those on there is because if people see it's expired, they're like, oh shit, I better go buy some more Dayquil. Oh fuck, it's $10. Well, I better buy it anyways because the other one's expired.
Because otherwise you just buy one and keep it for fucking 10 years and like they'd never make any money again.
Correct. And the thing is too, which I suck a whole bottle of Dayquil down when I have a cold. Because like I said, I'm telling you, you have a fucking NyQuil martini and you are having a great time.
Yeah.
All right. But the shit, it's what it is. You said it just a second ago, Joe. All it does is it's a little weaker. The medicine it's not as active and strong. Mm-hmm. So you just got to drink more of it.
Yeah, that's how they get their money. They get their money every way in the medical field. It's such bullshit.
What's on the docket?
Let's get on the docket. I'm on the docket. I'm Bernie Sanders. I'm running for president. I'm running for president again. I'm a douche. I'm a cooch. I'm a schmooch.
A cooch.
I don't know, man. Like, I hate this. This is going to be the theme of tonight's episode. It's going to be this sort of political theme, I guess. But it's funny. But, I find myself always fighting things, Bailey, because I find that, conspiracies are hardcore right now. And, the sort of the right-wing alt-right, but not the Nazi racist alt-right. I'm just talking about sort of the people that lean a little bit to the right that kind of like Trump, but they're right-leaners. I find myself
more libertarian
types, yeah. But, I just find myself attracted to a lot of the stuff they're doing now. But it's hard because I'm such a liberal usually. Like I am formally a left-leaning person. I'm somebody who always said, fuck these people, and they don't understand anything. And I love science, and I hate religion and stuff. And I've found that I'm just not like that anymore, but I still am like that. But I want to believe a lot of things. And it's weird. I've opened up my mind so much that it's fucking with me, because it's like I find myself enjoying guys that like flat earth, even though I think it's stupid and I know engineering and astrophysics and stuff, and I find myself enjoying moon landing conspiracies because there are so many weird loopholes and facts, but I also know that there's more. Like, if you find, and here's what I'm getting at when I say this. I'm getting at the point where they're trying to ban you know, conspiracy videos on YouTube and other places. And there was an article today that was like, you know, how to combat the conspiracy issue. And it was like, what issue? If somebody thinks something and makes a video trying to prove it, why is that dangerous? Why is that being targeted of like, we need to remove these from YouTube? And I get it. It's like they're encompassing it into the fake news category, like on Facebook. But it's, I don't understand how that's fake news. Like, fake news to me, dangerous fake news to me, is like when you say that somebody's a racist who isn't, or like you do something like that could hurt somebody. But, you know, saying that, oh, you know, the earth is flat, like, so what? Who the fuck is going to be hurt by that? And if some people believe it, so you think we need to get that off the internet because some people actually believe it. What the hell kind of thinking is that?
Opinions don't cause physical harm, okay? And by the way, there's no difference in what you just said than like trying to tell a defense attorney that he's not allowed to try and prove his client's innocence.
Right.
Like, if somebody has an idea or an opinion and they're trying to make a video on proving their point, what's the difference between that and a defense attorney trying to, you know, defend his client's innocence? Like,
right.
The people being offended by opinion, that is just, dude, that has been in like cycle for like 3 years, and it's really, really fucking old. But you said last night at the launch party show we did that you feel like we're kind of coming out of this a little bit, this super intensified fucking flaming homo like squishy soft fucking mentality.
I hope so.
It's weird, man. I don't understand. Like, I just can't imagine, like, when I was in high school, the type of people that we have now who are offended if you let out a fucking squeaky wet fart, that they will go and fucking parade through the streets and protesting. I can't imagine shit like that happening in my school and people be offended, because some of the shit said in high school is some of the most vile stuff you'll ever hear.
Yeah, the people are pussies now. I don't understand any of this shit. It's all fucking bizarre to me. And I hope
I blame the left.
Well, I blame... Yeah, I mean, right now... Well, see, that's the thing. That leads me into, like, a question that somebody asked us that I do want to answer. I know that actually I'm kind of stepping out of bounds of where we were going to go here, but I'm going to answer that question at the end of the show. It was Vito's question from the post I put up today. I think it goes along with what I'm talking about here. But let's get into Bernie Sanders, because that's where I was going before I derailed us into this other world.
Credit to me for the segue.
You like that? Bernie Sanders. So my point in all that is, traditionally I'd be somebody who would definitely vote for Bernie Sanders. Like, I definitely would have voted for him. And you know,
I did.
And yeah, and you even did. I did too in the fucking primaries. But because I didn't know what to do. And I was like, well, he seems kind of cool. But then when he backed Hillary and he kind of like cucked out, and then they stole the shit on him and he cucked out, and I found out more things about him, it's like, yeah, now I'm all set. So as far as Bernie Sanders go, he's running, dude. And you said, what did you say the other day about Bernie? He's going to run in 2020, but...
I don't remember what you're talking about.
What's going to happen to Bernie? You said he's not going to make it.
He's going to fucking die.
How old is he? Like 70?
Dude, he has to be no less than 1,000 years old.
Dude, he looks
like he is an old fucking bundle of like shit. Like they have to fucking shove a pole up his ass on that stage for the debate just to keep him standing still.
I just don't understand. Like, there's like 70,000-year-olds like running. It's like, can we get a 50-year-old in there at least? Like, what the fuck, dude?
He's a fucking crazy Jew who like sits here and blames the top 2% for people not having health care and stuff. All the while, this guy's got like 5 fucking freighter jets, 6 yachts, and all these fucking
Corvette.
Island houses and shit. Yeah, he's got all this stuff. Like, is he going to give up all of his shit for his socialistic ideas?
No.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is I used to be like that. I used to be someone who was like, yeah, it'd be so much better socialism and stuff. And, you know, everybody could like spread some wealth around. That'd be nice. I used to think like that a little bit, but in the back of my head a little bit, I was like, but not a whole lot. But I mean, because like I have this entrepreneur mentality, and it's like if you take that away, it's like, well, you take everyone's creativity away and to self-succeed or service oneself. But I get we need help with healthcare. That's not a joke. Like that's definitely true, and we put a lot of money in the military. But it's like
I've got healthcare.
Well, I mean, I do. It's $1,200 a month, but that's something else.
Listen, it's as simple as this, and people are going to really bash me for this, but fuck them. Get a job that has a good health system, that has great insurance. Not hard. I did it. I didn't go to fucking college. I thought I was going to be playing World of Warcraft, living in my mom's basement at 500 pounds for the rest of my life. Okay? That's no bullshit. I'm not making this up. And then one day, my buddy's like, hey, there's a place here that's hiring. They got good benefits and stuff like that. And I was like, no, dude, I'm good. I like being a security guard, sitting on my ass, eating honey buns and playing World of Warcraft. And then my wife smacked me upside the back of the head and said, it's time to grow up. So
yeah,
I went into it. And you know what, Joe? I make over $50,000 a year. I've been there for almost a full decade. And I have wonderful, wonderful insurance. My kids both had their tonsils taken out at the same time. It costed us over $8,000. After the insurance, we only ended up paying $1,500.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could say every job I had pretty much had health insurance as well. So, like, I mean, I was set too at the places I worked at. I mean, obviously I have to pay now because I'm an independent worker. It's weird. But there are still a lot of people that do have problems, though, getting health insurance, though.
I absolutely agree with you, and we need better options for those people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this socialist. Credit to Ben, what's his name?
Owen.
What's his name? Ben Owens, credit to that. I love socialist. It's a great term. You have these people who are working in a fucking Wendy's and upset because they can't get good health care. That's because you work at a fucking Wendy's.
I can't
believe that is for high schoolers.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Joe, you can't make a living, dude, having 4 kids and a wife and living in a house and expect a fucking hamburger joint.
No, yeah, you got to do something else. You got to do something else.
You've got to move up. You got to do what you got to do. And people will say, "Well, I can't afford to go to an Ivy level school, or not Ivy level, but like a community college or something like that to get something." Dude, I didn't do it either. Like there are options. I didn't
get any degree in anything, and I've been working for 16 years. I mean, I told my work history story over on the on my Morning Madness podcast. I told all 16 years of my work history. So I get that. And I had health insurance at most of those jobs. So I get that. I don't know what's up, people that have to bring their own stuff to me. But I'm just saying, like, I like Bernie. I'm down with everybody except for when they get into the whole SJW, people deserve this. Because then, like you said, the people that do that, it's like they're the ones who then live behind a gate somewhere that don't have to worry about all the problems that come with what they're coming up with. I mean,
correct.
Dude, there was even a few podcasts ago on one of my Morning Madness podcasts. I did a 30-minute podcast about somebody said, what would be your perfect world, or what world would you make if you could, or something. And I said I would make a world that was like no money at all, and you get these credits, and you can get things for the credits. Like you get things, and it's like in video games leveling up. the more you put in, the more you get back. But it's like, but you still can live. You can decide to do almost nothing and just live at home, but you don't get a lot of cool stuff. You know, you just get basic shit. And like criminals get kicked off the planet type of deal, like real bad criminals, if anybody acts like that. And
this sounds like The Force Awakens when Rey like turns in scrap and then gets like food credits.
Yeah, but it's not like that though. It's if you wanted to be like that, you could. But if you wanted to be a scientist and you were like helping to try to develop things and you know whatever, and you were a scientist, like, and you can retire after 15 years, you know. So, but if you were like a janitor, you can't retire at 15 years. You can retire in 25 years. But like you know what I mean. And you can retire earlier if you want, but you don't get these cool things. And you know, people make like plastics and metals and stuff like that. They get a lot of credits. You know, so people that do more vital things get more credits quicker and whatever. You don't need to be smart though. You know, so even people that do jobs that nobody wants to really do, it's like they get the option of retiring earlier maybe. But so it was this whole crazy system that I had in place, and I was like, I think that would work. Like I really believe that might work. And I don't know exactly how that would work. You'd have to, it'd come down to doing the math and an algorithm and finding out, you know, and then how many people would be lazy and not want to do things and just live in the poor part, like with, you know. But
you're always gonna have a slums. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and not like, and you know, nobody would starve because everybody would be taken care of with basic stuff. Like you have toilet, you have food, you have diapers, your health care is taken care of, everybody. But you get so many more cooler things if you decide to work or work more. You know, it's like if you...
But we already have that.
Kind of, but not really. Because
you get better shit if you work more.
Yeah, that's true. But you also still have to, like, you have to live, you have to work. If you don't, you become homeless. There's no safety net, and people get hooked on drugs and things like that. There wouldn't be drugs, you know, and there wouldn't...
But we do have safety nets. That's why we have EBT. That's why we have all these programs where people can have income-based housing and all this stuff. Like we do have safety nets to an extent. I get what you're saying.
I'm saying eliminate the money, basically. Yeah, I'm eliminating money.
If we did have a bottom of the barrel safety net, unfortunately, you would increase the number of people that net catches. There will be people that would be perfectly fine living their lives out.
Yeah,
with the bare minimum.
You're probably right.
We already have those people.
Yeah, I mean, it might not work. It might not work, and maybe it wouldn't. It was a weird utopian sort of bizarre. I can't think of the word, but it was a very strange thing. But the bottom line is, it was weird. I don't know if it would work. I just had this, you know, little dream, and that's what it is, a dream. It's probably not ever going to happen. Of just all this shit.
Maybe you can float that idea to Bernie, Joe, for his next presidential run.
But, you know, Bernie wouldn't have all this shit, you know, just for being a senator or whatever he's done in his past. You wouldn't just become a billionaire with all this money for being an accountant. You wouldn't make a bunch of money by screwing people for health care. You know, you couldn't do that. You could only work, and if you did good things and you invented stuff, like if you invented something epic, you get a fucking mansion. You get a car. Like, if you didn't invent something, you don't get that. But if you worked hard for 40 years and you retire, you do get that. You know, so there's all these ways to get to these awesome things. And it's for being a better person and doing better for humanity, you get better things. But if you're just sitting at home every day and you pretty much don't do anything, you know, things are going to be the bare minimum of nothing. But you kind of use the Joneses thing to sort of make people be better. Because you want to be better for your friend. Like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll work 20 hours a week being a janitor. Because at least I'll get some cooler things. You know, and then people might work 20 hours. And that's the other thing. The hours would be way down. You know, but again, I don't know. I might be crazy out of my mind that is impossible to happen. But I just had this weird dream of it. So anyway, Bernie Sanders 2020, if he makes it. And I don't know, man.
He'll kill over during his campaign trail.
It's gonna. I believe it's coming down to Bernie and Elizabeth Warren, because I've said Elizabeth was gonna run before Trump got elected.
Well, Hillary's wanting to make another run too.
She's not doing. If she does anything, oh, dude, you know how hilarious it would be to just see Hillary and fucking Bernie and Elizabeth Warren all running, like that would just destroy people.
Imagine the amount of shame on the stage for Hillary Clinton as she has to sit there and debate her fellow Democrats, even though they can just look at her and be like, you lost to the worst candidate in history.
You're the reason why Donald Trump was elected. That's all anyone has to say to her. One line. Imagine that line on TV. Like
it would. She'd start throwing shit like she did in her hotel room.
She'd have her killed. She'd have somebody killed.
I mean, that's probably what they said to Bernie. Like, look, you better endorse it, or we're gonna fuck you right in your ass.
Dude, imagine Bernie Sanders fucking Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
She probably would. She's a dirty, skanky fuck.
Oh man, that would be.
She's
something.
A cunt.
Is she? Jesus.
She's a buggy-eyed fucking Colombian cunt.
She does look bug-eyed, dude. It's weird. She's weird looking.
She's got like. She looks like a corpse with all that lipstick she wears.
If you put her next to Trump when he's the most orangest, you got a couple of weirdos. I like to see them bang too. You
got like this weird fucking like artsy like painting with that ugly cunt and that orange fucker.
Jesus Christ.
John Kasich 2020, that's my candidate.
Man, possible.
I'm serious. I'm not just going to blindly say. I said John Kasich 2020, that's my guy.
I don't know that much about him.
Well, he ran last year. He's the Ohio candidate.
Ohio? Never mind.
Well, you know, with somebody, you fucking people up in the Northeast, you really have a problem with the Midwest.
Have you seen Cleveland?
What?
What the hell is good in Ohio? The place is a mess.
Dude, their economy's in a surplus. What the fuck are you talking about?
Because LeBron sold some shoes?
He's not there anymore. He's in L.A.
It's going to go down now then.
He's out there sucking off Jack Nicholson.
How do you spell that guy's name?
Who?
Oh, John Kasich. I see him. Here he is.
It's Kasich, I think.
Jesus. Well, you know, we're coming up to the time. We got to go to questions.
Oh, okay. Well, let's roll over then.
Let's roll over like dogs. Let's go to the questions on episode 1 here. We got Patreon questions. You can ask questions on Patreon. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Here it is. Man, these are kind of serious questions. I don't even know. I'll take 2. I'm going to do 2. We're running over time, but I don't care. V2 of Doom. I have to answer this one because he left me a paragraph. This one is more directed at Cronin. One thing that aggravates me about the first show of yours in general as of late is how you say you're in the middle, but most of the time you rag on the left. You never title videos, Racist Right-Winger Wants to Start the KKK Up in Alabama Again, which mine is an actual story. There are many other examples, but I'm not pulling hairs. Okay, so my answer to that is, I've always hated the right. I've always hated the right, Vito. Like, since I was younger, I didn't like the right side of things mostly. So the hot new thing is hating the left because I've always known about the right. I haven't liked them. And
whoa. Hold on a second.
Yes.
Did you say the new hot thing is hating the left?
Yeah, because I used to be I used to be on the left. So to me, I'm not worried about the right. I already know what they are. But the left has changed, and to me, they have now become fairly evil as well. So now I enjoy going after them more because they are the ones that control most of the media and the television and everything. So they're trying to tell me how to think more than the right. The right is still doing what they always do on Fox News and all that stuff and their bullshit. But the left
wonderful news source.
But the left is now inserting themselves onto me like crazy. And you say I never make videos about KKK startups. That's because KKK startups are fucking stupid and they're idiots. And there's like 2,000 KKK members and they're all dumb idiots. And
that's like doing a show, Joe, on a GoFundMe for the new Black Panthers. Like no matter what, it's like it's so minimal.
I also won't. I don't do videos on Black Lives Matter either. I don't really like go after them or go after anybody.
Anymore.
So you know I don't. So that's just stuff that I don't get into. And also, if you title KKK in your video or something, you're going to be in trouble. Because you can't title those anymore that way because the left stop you from doing that, Vito. They've taken down people's videos like that. So I can't really, it's hard to write racist in your title now. But I do get what you're saying, though, because I have been going harder on the left recently. It's so bad that my wife thinks I'm a
But it's well-deserved.
No, it is. And I've become enamored, like, and interested in doing it because they're digging into more of my stuff. Oh, my God.
Excuse me.
They're the ones that are ruining my movies.
That's what I think of the left.
They're the ones that are ruining movies. They're the ones that are ruining the media. They're the ones that are ruining my YouTube. They're the ones that are ruining Twitter.
They're literally ruining, like, pop culture.
They're ruining communication for me is why I'm upset. That's why I'm upset at the left. They're ruining communication for me. The right is ruining the planet, but they're ruining communication for me. So I don't like any of these groups. So I do
I'm
say...
not going to comment on that.
I am in the middle. I am in the middle because I just am that way. That's just all it is. But I have been attacking the left more. That is true. But I don't want you to think that I haven't lost my way. Don't worry. I don't like Fox News. I hate it.
I love it.
Yeah, I bet you do. All I hear is SJW this, virtue signal this. That's because it's going on everywhere, Vito. When it's probably even worse on the other side. I don't agree with
Hey, Vito, it's okay, buddy. Relax, because there's like 100 articles every day bashing MAGA hat-wearing creeps or whatever. You get plenty of those. Don't be upset because Joe didn't make a video on a KKK startup. You got plenty of MAGA hat-hating articles to read every single day.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was a story recently that I was going to cover about Jesse Smollett or whatever, and immediately I said, I think he's lying, so I don't want to cover it because I think he's lying.
Dude, most people thought it was a lie, and it's just like people on the left were scared to because they wanted it to be true. That's the fucked up part, Joe.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll talk about that on the next episode.
Next episode, we'll talk about that, episode 2, guys. Stick around for that.
Yep.
It'll be coming up on Monday, where we're going to be dropping all the episodes like Netflix style for you guys. So enjoy that, and probably in a playlist and on iTunes and shit like that. It'll all be out there for you. Hope you guys enjoyed episode 1.
Are we doing another question, or are we going to do that in another episode?
Now let's get to the next episode. We ran over a pretty good amount.
Okay, sounds good.
But for now, let's just get off the phone and let's get each other off.
Okay.
Oops. No, but seriously, Vito, man, I love you, dude, and I'm on your side with a lot of stuff, so it's all good. But you know, I'm just doing. I get the same shit from Leah. You know, I get the same shit from her. But I feel like this is I don't like bullies. I don't like bullies, and I usually fight for the underdog. And that's why I used to fight against the Fox News' stuff. But now I feel like the bullies are actually on the other side now. But yeah, I don't subscribe to the left or the right. I think they're both criminal groups, and I hate them. And this year,
truthfully, Fox News holds more credibility than CNN right now.
They do.
I'm telling you,
they do now. I still watch them sometimes, and I think, man, dickheads. But CNN just like makes up shit. You know what I want to do is imagine we elected the first like non-person to the presidency. Like everybody just wrote on the ballot like cupcake. Like what would they do? Like what do you do if they write everybody just goes, you know what, cupcake. And everybody decides like to get together and write cupcake. Would they just?
So we just vote a fucking cupcake in office.
But would they? No, because I think like they would defer. I think they would like defer to the second real candidate because they'd be like, nah, cupcake, that doesn't work. But that'd be bullshit because we voted for a fucking cupcake, a cream-filled. All right,
that delivery was fantastic.
We'll see you in the
fucking cupcake.
We'll see you on episode 2.
Can we clip that?
Yeah, goodbye, everybody.